All right, so you're here because you want the concentrated version, right? The distilled internet reactions without, the endless scrolling.
Exactly. Cut right to the chase.
And today's chase involves that brand new Superman trailer. And boy, oh boy, the reactions.
Oh, yeah. It's been something. A real mixed bag.
Putting it mildly. So our mission today, if you choose to accept it, is basically to sift through this digital mosh pit of takes the good, the bad, and the utterly unhinged.
We've definitely trawled the depths. We looked at a whole bunch of YouTube reactions. You've got your regulars like Mr. Sunday Movies and the Weekly Planet clips, Troy Boyo 17, Film Threat, Heroes Reforged, Real Rejects, even some, let's say, niche perspectives like some Groyper.
Don't forget Comic Pop Returns, Overlord DVD, Beyond the Trailer.
Right, harsh critics aptly named Blind Wave previewed. And we even threw in a summary from our lovely snark-fueled AI, just for kicks.
Just to add that extra layer of robotic judgment we all crave. So yeah, buckle up. We're going to give you the highlight reel of the internet, basically processing its feelings about a guy in blue tights for 3 minutes.
The cheers, the jeers, the whole shebang.
Exactly. All served with a healthy dose of, let's be honest, our own amusement.
Okay, let's dive in. Where do we even start with this glorious mess? Maybe the positive side. People who actually liked it.
Yeah, let's start there. It's maybe less soul-crushing. One theme that kept popping up, surprisingly, was Superman being, well, just nice.
Nice, like polite.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Mr. Sunday Movies, for instance, called him a hey buddy guy. Someone who genuinely seems to enjoy, saving people.
Huh. A novel concept in modern superheroes, apparently.
Right. It's a contrast to the sort of emotionless Boy Scout or the super angsty versions we've seen.
Even our AI picked up on that. Said some people were almost horrified by the idea of a Superman who just likes helping.
It's bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah.
Heroes Reforged also praised that him caring about humanity, having actual conversations about morality with Lois. And Blind, we've mentioned that little moment, right, where the civilian helps him up.
Yeah, showing that connection. In Previewed, Adam over there just said, I'm in, because Superman's basic motivation was, people are going to die.
Wow. Setting the bar high there. But okay, maybe after years of moody anti-heroes, simple goodness feels revolutionary.
Perhaps. It's a palate cleanser, maybe?
So speaking of connections, what about Lois Lane? Sounds like she got a thumbs up.
Oh, definitely. A lot of praise for Rachel Brosnahan, Mr. Sunday Movies, Fandom Zone. They loved her. Said she had the right sass, the confidence.
And she knows Clark's secret already. Huge.
Yeah, the trailer makes that clear. No tedious hiding and revealing plotline there.
Thank goodness. Beyond the trailer even said best Lois since Margot Kidder. That's quite the statement.
It is. And Blind Wave liked that she was portrayed as a proper reporter asking tough questions, not just,
The girlfriend.
Exactly. More than a damsel or a plot device.
Good. Okay, what about the bang boom stuff, the action? People seemed a bit more divided there, even the positive ones.
Yeah, a little. So, Mr. Sunday Movies flagged seeing Ultraman.
The evil soupies, right?
Yep. And Metamorpho apparently making kryptonite, which probably sent some comic fans into a spin. And the Justice Gang shows up.
Justice Gang.
Troy Boyo 17, like the music, the big action scenes. Real Rejects just called it bitching action.
Always appreciate the subtlety there.
But then you had Film Threat saying, yeah, it's the best marketing so far, but it didn't give them the Man of Steel chills, felt maybe a bit TV-ish.
And Comic Pop Returns saw the cool creatures, but was kind of like, okay, but what's this about?
Right. So action. Yes. Clear plot from the action alone. Maybe not so much for everyone. Explosions, but with questions.
Got it. So let's talk about the man himself. Corn Sweat. How did he land in the positive reviews?
Pretty well, actually. That hey buddy up here line seemed to resonate with the nice Superman crowd, like with Mr. Sunday Movies.
Reinforces that vibe.
And Troy Boy 17 felt he gave Clark a more distinct personality than maybe we've seen before, which is good. Avoids the cardboard cutout problem.
Sweet.
Heroes Reforged liked the chemistry they saw between him and Brosnahan, saw him as this empathetic guy. Blind Wave also felt that spark.
And Previewed.
Just found him charming. So the consensus among the positive takes seems to be that he's hitting a potentially good balance. Relatable, but still Superman.
Let's hope that charm holds up for 2+ hours.
Yeah.
Okay. And the man behind the curtain, James Gunn. Seems like people still have faith.
Yeah, there's a fair bit of goodwill there. Film Threat trusts him mostly, but acknowledges, any movie can go wrong.
Fair point.
Heroes Reforged thinks his comic background means he really gets Superman at his core. Real Rejects is hopeful, saying, this is the Superman movie we need right now.
Comic Pop returns, also hopeful, seeing it's fun, not too self-important. Blind Wave liked his Creature Commando, so they're optimistic about the universe building.
And Previewed seemed totally sold by the trailer. So yeah, Gunn's definitely got credit in the bank with a lot of fans.
Okay, but the bank isn't universally solvent, is it? Because now we have to brace ourselves.
Time to wade into the less enthusiastic reactions, the dark side of the comment section.
Let's rip the Band-Aid off. Some people really didn't like it.
Yeah.
Like some Groyper levels of dislike.
Yeah. Some Groyper called it worse than the first teaser. A TU version of Batman v Superman, even a Nickelodeon original movie.
Nickelodeon, wow.
And just generally sauceless and unoriginal.
And harsh critics lived up to their name, I assume.
You could say that. Flat out said it sucks.
Yeah.
Called it cheap-looking, like a TV show. Ugly characters. Lex Luthor was a pretty boy.
Oof.
And accused Gunn of just copying stuff from other movies. No punches pulled there.
Sounds like it. So the vibe was less Man of Steel, more made-for-TV movie of the week for them.
Pretty much. And another big complaint, one that even some less aggressive critics shared, was just the sheer number of characters.
Right, I saw that. Film threat. Beyond the trailer.
Exactly. Film threat felt like being dropped into season 2. Worried about all these side characters nobody knows. Beyond the trailer wished Gunn had just focused more squarely on Superman.
Makes sense. Keep it simple, maybe.
And Blind Wave admitted being curious/worried. Could they really develop everyone properly?
Yeah.
Comic Pop Returns just said it felt effing crowded. Too many faces, not enough time.
It's that shared universe pressure, isn't it? Got to cram them all in. But maybe Superman gets lost in the shuffle.
That's the fear for some, definitely. Like it becomes an ensemble piece by accident.
What about the look? Harsh critics seem particularly offended by the visual.
Oh, absolutely. Cheap, bad CGI, especially the Justice Gang, apparently. They hated the bright look, called it a CW vibe.
Ah, the dreaded CW comparison. Means lower budget, less cinematic, usually.
Right. And the costumes look cheap to them, too. Just
Yeah.
visually underwhelming across the board, in their view.
So, not fans of sunshine and primary colors, it seems. What about Lex? Nicholas Hoult didn't impress everyone.
Not harsh critics, certainly. Called him a pretty boy swagged out type of dude. Not menacing enough for them.
Lacking gravitas.
Yeah. And Beyond the trailer didn't like that he was the same age as Superman. They felt an older actor would have worked better. Wanted more gravitas, maybe.
Less tech bro, more evil genius mogul.
Something like that, yeah. Some people want their Lex with a bit more mileage on him.
Gotcha. And surprisingly, even Superman himself, Corn Sweat, caught some flack.
Yep. So Groyper thought his first line sure sounded weak. Like a pussy was the term used.
Classy.
And harsh critics, well, they went for it, called Corn Sweat cornball, cross-sided.
Whoa, that's personal.
Yeah. And just miscast. Said he wasn't as manly as young Christopher Reeve.
Okay, wow. Tough crowd.
And Overlord DVD, though they felt this trailer was better than previous ones, still worried it hinted at Superman being too worried about what people think, getting beaten down too much, not powerful enough, essentially.
From too nice to too weak to too cornball. He can't win.
Seems that way for some.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just the movie itself. The marketing campaign also got criticized.
Really? How so?
Film Threat questioned if the marketing was actually strong enough, even if this trailer was the best bit. And Beyond the trailer felt they'd dropped the ball after a good start, citing, like, uninspired posters.
Huh. So selling the movie is proving tricky, too.
Seems like it. And then you get the inevitable complaints about borrowing too much from the past.
The nostalgia debate. Too much or not enough?
Exactly. Some Groyper accused Gunn of just ripping off scenes from the Donner movie. Harsh critics hated that they used the classic John Williams theme.
Oh, really? Even the theme?
Yeah. And Blind Wave, while admitting they love the theme personally, pointed out it could be distracting because it's so tied to the Reeve films. Hard to make it feel new.
It's a tough balancing act, right? Honor the past without just becoming a tribute band.
Precisely. And finally, because this is the internet, we have to mention the reactions to the reactions, the meta layer.
Oh, God. The discourse about the discourse?
Right.
Let me guess. Accusations of bias.
You know it. Our AI buddy flagged terms like Jimmy gun stands.
Gun chills, basically.
Yep. And Snyder derangement syndrome for anyone who liked it. And of course, the eternal calls to restore the Snyderverse.
Still going strong, huh?
Apparently. And threats to make sure this new DCU flops financially if the Snyderverse isn't reinstated. You know, standard Tuesday online.
Just a calm, reasoned exchange of ideas, as always. So, okay, we've seen the sunshine. We've waded through the salty tears. What's the big picture here?
It's just incredibly polarized, isn't it? Which maybe isn't shocking for Superman, such a massive, beloved character. But yeah, people feel strongly.
Seems the core fight is, do you want a relatable, nice guy Superman dealing with things, or do you want the untouchable, godlike figure?
That definitely seems to be a major fault line. And tied into that is the whole, how many other heroes do we need? Question.
Is it a Superman movie featuring friends, or is it Justice League 0.5?
Exactly. That's a huge point of contention. Plus the whole visual argument, is it fresh and bright, or is it cheap and uninspired?
So basically, you, the listener, now have the Cliff Notes version of this whole chaotic debate. You've heard the best, the worst. Hopefully you feel somewhat informed, or maybe just more confused.
Hopefully more informed. You're equipped now to form your own, possibly very strong opinion.
All right, so here's the final brain teaser for you to chew on. Given all this division, what does your perfect Superman movie actually look like today? Which bits of these reactions clicked with you? What are you hoping for, or maybe even dreading, when the film finally lands?
Yeah, think about that. Maybe go watch the trailer again with all this in mind. Check out some of the specific channels we mentioned, revisit some older Superman stuff, see where you land in this whole thing.
Definitely food for thought. Thanks for joining us on this particular deep dive into the internet's collective psyche.
Always a pleasure. Or something like it.
We'll catch you on the next one.